Good afternoon. Thank you for joining us. It's Thursday, not Wednesday. It's not 2:30 either, but we have some really good Indiana news to share with everyone who is on the line with us. I'm joined by the Indiana Department of Natural Resources Director, Dan Bortner. Good to be with you, Dan, to share this trailblazing news, so to speak.
It's a big day.
It is, and it's a big day, not just where we sit, but really, more importantly, all over the state of Indiana. And you all have been leading the charge, but we've been working for literally months on end. Hit pause there briefly, but working months on end to get to this round two. And we're just thrilled to be joined today by so many local leaders who helped make this possible all across Indiana, border to border, corner to corner, to again announce this round two Next Level Trails program, which is really exciting to see when we're out and about and the communities that are linked together, the citizens that are linked together, the scenic views, the parks, how all the pieces literally snap together. This was a $90 million original program. We went through one round. COVID-19 took a swat at us, and we hit pause there so that we could responsibly trail ahead. And here we are today, and that's why we're awarding today $29.6 million in this round, matching grants to 18 regional and local partners out throughout the whole state of Indiana. Again, part of this whole $90 million program. Round two will leverage $21.9 million in local match value to build another 70 miles, which is pretty extensive when you stop and think about what our goals are. So just doing the math, combined with round one, that's an investment of $88.7 million. That's paving the way for this 112 additional miles to our state trail network. And it's, like I said, visitors, citizens, businesses, communities, all kind of connecting the dots, so to speak. And what used to be dots are now lines, and it's quite elaborate. And so it's an exciting day. It's been a long time in the making. You sitting here, I'm reminded, I mentioned this back in January, but looking back, we had 2 million more visitors. I'm assuming you didn't exaggerate that. We had 2 million more visitors to our state parks last year during a global pandemic, just proving that people are excited to get out and experience the great outdoors and take it in and take a deep breath of fresh air. And we've got so much beauty surrounding us that we want to continue to make investments in these very localized amenities. And parks sure are not just popular, but they're a great way for people to get out and get exercise, clear your head, spend time with the family, and visitors are taking us up, and hopefully those visitors come here to stay permanently. So we couldn't be more excited to be where we are today, to provide these grants. Again, like I mentioned at the outset, this is border to border. And when you think about from Vernon to Vanderburgh County, or you think about the Indiana Dunes National Park in Portage to Shipshewana, I mean, this is truly statewide, and I'm just looking forward to hearing from you, and then also hearing from Mark Davis, who's representing today a regional project, and then we'll also hear from Kendallville Mayor Suzanne Hanshoe. But first, we'll go to you, Dan, and you can give us kind of a little bit more elaborate, detailed assessment of what we're talking about today.
Well, thank you, Governor, and congratulations to our guests on the call today. This past year reminded all of us about the importance of trails and outdoor recreation spaces to the physical and mental well-being of all Hoosiers. We're so grateful for your commitment to providing these essential resources for your communities, and we're excited to partner with you to make these 18 projects a reality. Governor, you mentioned the growing demand for trails. The response to the Next Level Trails program has been enormous. The DNR received second-round applications for 62 projects across 32 counties, requesting a total of $93 million for more than 158 proposed miles of trail. That includes 20 first-time applicants and 42 returning applications from the first round. When we announced the program would resume, our team at DNR reached out to applicants to make sure their projects remained feasible and to ask if they were still committed to their projects. And the most common response was, "Are you kidding? Trails are more important today than ever before." The competition for this second round was really tough, and we know there are a lot of folks not on the call today that are still eager to build trails in their own community. So today, I want to announce that DNR will begin accepting applications for the remainder of the Next Level Trails program. That's $35 million for later this year. Applications will be accepted beginning November 1st and will be due by December 1st. The third round will include $25 million for regional projects and $10 million for local projects. Governor, you've put a high priority on connections. Everything from expanding broadband to completing I-69, and connectivity is a big part of Next Level Trails, too. In Northwest Indiana, the City of Crown Point's new project connects to one of our first round awards in Schererville, linking the Pennsy Greenway to the Veterans Memorial Trail, and another step toward completing the planned Great American Rail Trail, which spans 12 states coast to coast. The City of Portage teamed up with Burns Harbor to fill a gap in the Marquette Greenway, including a boardwalk through, as you mentioned, part of Indiana Dunes National Park up in the Northwest Quadrant. Indiana is home to some incredible destination-worthy trail systems that attract users from all over the Midwest, and today's awards will help close those gaps and extend the B&O, the Big Four, the National Road Heritage Trail, and the Pumpkin Vine. Connections within communities are an important emphasis for local projects. Valparaiso's projects connect several residential neighborhoods to the high school. In Jennings County, the town of Vernon will connect the Vernon Commons, which is home to the first public playground in the state of Indiana, to Muscatatuck County Park. We're so impressed by the local support shown for these projects. In Vigo County, the folks behind the Griffin Bike Park put together a list of partnerships that was a mile long. Their project will build 14.5 miles of new mountain bike trail, including 4.5 miles designed specifically to accommodate riders with disabilities. Our team at DNR has been working hard to help our partners get these projects off the ground. And before we turn to our guests, I want to highlight a couple success stories from the first round projects that are already open, 7 miles and still counting. In June, Hebron opened their very first mile of trail, part of the Veterans Memorial Parkway. In July, Syracuse and Wawasee Trails dedicated their beautiful new boardwalk with a tremendous view of the wetlands of Conklin Bay at Lake Wawasee. In September, Governor, you joined us down in Clarksville to cut the ribbon on the Discovery Trail, connecting Clarksville's residential neighborhoods to the Ohio River Greenway. And in October, South Bend opened a 1.1-mile section of trail, closing the last gap in a 17-mile trail system that now stretches from Mishawaka all the way to Niles, Michigan. I know it won't be long before we're able to join the folks who are on the call today to cut the ribbon on their new trail as well. And with that, Governor, I'll turn it back over to you.
You know, you remind me, Director, that it's also about safety. I mean, we're looking at this last photo here, right outside of, right in front of Holy Cross College. You know, this was something that was talked about. Community leaders all got together and said, look, this is about taking in the outdoors, but it's also about people.
It is. It's quality of life from top to bottom, Governor.
Yep, I love it. Mark Davis is president of the Park Trails Alliance. And Mark, we're pretty darn excited about your neck of the woods as well. And you've got quite a project, been working on it obviously for a long time. It's been a long time in the coming. Could you please, talk a little bit about not just the project, but the partnerships that all went into this accomplishment?
Yes, thank you, Governor Holcomb, for your support and dedication to trails in Indiana through the Next Level Trails program. Park Trails Alliance is a small nonprofit organization, and tackling a project of this magnitude would never be possible without Next Level Trails. Being able to move forward on our project and make this kind of investment in Park County will not only benefit our residents, but the thousands of Hoosiers and others from throughout the Midwest that visit our beautiful county each year and bring much needed support for our local economy. We're a rural county best known for our covered bridges and our amazing state parks. We have 2 of them and a state recreation area. And building this trail provides one more amenity for those enjoying the outdoors in our backyard. Parke Community Rail Trail is part of the state's visionary trail system and is a portion of a key link connecting the National Road Heritage Trail in Terre Haute to the B&O Trail, which crosses the north part of Parke County. This grant allows us to build approximately 12 or 10 miles of our planned 12-mile trail connecting our communities of Rosedale and Rockville and our neighbor to the south, Vigo County. The trail will be built primarily on the abandoned Pennsylvania Railroad right-of-way and include both asphalt and crushed limestone sections along the way. We'll also have some natural surface trails along ours, which part of it includes a equestrian trail along the pedestrian trail for about 3 miles of the trail. And as you said, partnerships are important. And of course, we couldn't be here today without the generosity and support and partnership of many that have helped us meet our match. Some key partners that I would like to recognize include our county commissioners. They not only are supporting us in this grant, but they're also have supported us from the very beginning with our effort to develop the trails in Parke County. Some others I'd like to recognize include the Parke County Community Foundation, Parke County REMC, Duke Energy, 36 Saloon, and Dr. Steve Waltz. And of course, our members, friends, and board of the Park Trails Alliance. So on behalf of Park Trails Alliance, I want to thank you and the Next Level Trails team from the DNR that have been so helpful with this grant. And we're ready to make this happen. And we hope to see you out on our trail someday. Thank you.
I love it. Thank you. Thank you, Mark. Obviously, the Covered Bridge Festival is truly one of America's, not just Indiana's, but America's most iconic, beautiful festivals going. Now we're going up to the northeastern quadrant to my buddy, Mayor Handshoe. It's good to be with you, Mayor. And Mark kind of talked about a regional big project, and you're representing a very successful. I've actually been up with you, trailing, so to speak. But can you kind of get us updated on how you continue to persevere and move forward and make progress and how this project continues to evolve?
Yes, sir, Governor. So good to see you. And thank you for this wonderful opportunity. We are so appreciative. The collaboration and partnership from our Noble Trails group, which again was a nonprofit group, NDOT, DNR, our local businesses in the city were instrumental in putting this all together to make this happen. And yes, sir, you did walk our fishing line trail with me. Now this will connect Kendallville to Rome City. So it'll be 11 miles of trail. And most importantly, this will provide a safe walking path or bike riding path to our local Walmart. We see local families with strollers out on the berm of US 6 walking to Walmart, and it's so dangerous. Yep. So this will, and we get a lot of comments on this, so this will be so great for not just the athletic and fun aspect of our community. This will also be a safe way for our citizens to travel. And so again, Governor, I'm glad you called me my buddy because I consider you that too.
Yes.
So thank you so much, and I'm looking forward to seeing this come to fruition. Thank you.
I'm looking forward to getting up to that beautiful neck of the woods as well again, and I'll just ask for permission to come ashore when I'm up your way, Mayor. With that, thank you to Mark and thank you to Mayor Handshoe for both being with us. Dan, maybe we could all stick around because we got a lot of folks representing a lot of different projects, and we've got some media folks with us as well, and they may have some questions for any or all of us. Rachel?
Mark Bennett with the Terre Haute Tribune-Star.
Mark, how are you?
I'm good. Thanks, Governor. I appreciate your time.
I'm excited about your trail over there.
It's all a fascinating adventure.
Yeah.
Well, if you could both kind of elaborate a little bit on both on the the couple of projects that are in our area. Certainly the one in Parke County is an eye catcher. And if you could tell a little bit about what the value added is for that being developed in a kind of a remote scenic area like Parke County.
Sure, we'll jump right in. As the governor alluded, when we're talking about the connectivity of these trails, getting people from A to B in a safe manner, but also in a manner there again that enhances that quality of life. As we've all seen over the past year, life has gotten difficult in some areas, and the one thing that folks crave when life gets difficult is normalcy, and they find that normalcy outside. So there is a big difference between walking along the side of a street versus walking on a trail where you're surrounded by nature and the calmness thereof. So, these things are critical just to the quality of life of Hoosiers. And as you said, Parke County and Vigo County both have some wonderful, beautiful natural and cultural resources. And the idea is to get people walking in between these things and getting them out to enjoy what is in essence their birthright here as Hoosiers, getting them outside.
Yeah, and I would just say, Mark, that one of Indiana's distinguishing true assets, certainly what I hear about when we're trying to recruit people to live, work, play, study, and stay in the state of Indiana, is we have options. We have rural, urban, and suburban options, and trails are just this key way of stitching those, connecting those together, and then taking in your surroundings and creating your own selfie moment, so to speak. And it's the other exciting part about this, to me at least, is when these projects are completed and they're thought through and designed and then completed, it is more infectious than COVID-19. People want to do more. And when you start to see the map of Indiana, which we put up earlier, all start to light up, that's connecting ourselves to one another, not just virtually, in a real way. And there's nothing better than that.
When you've got 4,200 miles of trail in the state of Indiana, that can get some folks outside.
Yeah, and the goal is to have every single Hoosier living within, being within 5 mile access to a trail. And this is a good thing. So we continue to make progress.
Anne Marie, The Current Publishing.
Yeah. Hello, Anne Marie.
Thanks for taking my question. With so many projects coming in, how did you decide which ones to fund, and how does the matching process work? Is that an equal match?
Yeah.
It's competitive.
It's
Which
competitive
is
it's great and it's wonderful, but boy, it's tough.
Yeah.
Because you wish that you could assist every one of these things. I forgot the exact number, but I think 16 or so of the 18 that were awarded this time applied in the first round and didn't make it. So, it's there was another round this time, and there's another round coming left, as we announced earlier, to apply November to December of this fall to try to get after that. But it is very, very competitive. We look at all kinds of things, the number of partners you're bringing to the table, are we connecting one area to another? There's just a host of things that we look at in making those decisions. And as I said, you certainly wish that you could help every one of them, but boy, it's a tough one. It really, really is. So we encourage folks, if you applied in round one and didn't get it, and applied in round two and didn't get it, try again. Keep trying, because like I said, there's another shot at this thing, and we really want to do everything we can to leverage and get folks outside.
And once again, Director Bortner, you said that December is the due date, the final due date,
Right,
to submit for round 3.
Right. They can certainly start applying the first part of November 1st, and go to on.in.gov/next level trails. That gets you to the information page and to the application. And if you have any struggles or need more information, certainly reach out to us. We'd be happy to get you the information you need.
Yeah, and Anne-Marie, just to kind of put this frame of context, we did about a third, about 30 million, about 30 million this round. We got about 30 million next round, approximately. And what it's proven is it goes back to the supply and demand. We've got a lot of demand. We've got so much supply, but success attracts success. And the folks that are persevering and staying at this, like in Kendallville and over in Parke County and Vigo County, to mention the last 3, you're making the case that there's obviously more to do, and we've got our sights set on, again, border to border. You get somebody that can go all the way down 41 or go across 70, so to speak, but on a trail.
Right.
This is a good thing.
Jessica with the Greenfield Daily Reporter.
Good afternoon, Jessica. Thanks for joining us.
Hi, well, thanks for taking the time, Governor. I was just hoping you could tell us a little more about the Pensy Trails project here in Hancock County.
Hancock County?
Yes,
And what was the trail again?
Pensy.
the
Pensy Trail, okay.
Trails.
It's one of the regional.
Yeah, there it is.
Yep,
There
yep.
it is. It's the grant amount on this one is a little over $670,000. It adds a little over a mile, 1.3 miles of asphalt to the Pensy Trail system that already exists in western Hancock County. It's basically completing a gap in two sections of that, and that's one of the key things that as we said, we're looking at is how do we get more people, connected to the other parts of the trail. So this one met a lot of that criteria and was really a great project that we're excited to be a part of.
Yeah, Hancock County, obviously a growing
Yeah.
county and growing neighborhood. And what we hear from folks in terms of living, working, playing, staying is they want these local amenities. And trails always rank very high on someone's local amenity list. So we're appreciative.
Taylor Dixon with the State House File.
Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us.
Hi, thank you. I just had a question on why reopening and moving forward with Round 2 is so important for Indiana residents, especially now going into the warmer season.
For reopening the program?
Yeah, moving forward.
Oh, well, let me speak for myself, and then I'll kick it over to the guy that's getting her done. We've never taken our eye off this. It was a tough day when I had to say we need to hit pause. But if you rewind the tape and go back through 2020, there were a lot of uncertainties and a lot of unknowns. And we said we have to make some difficult decisions, and we did here. We did for higher education. We did on trails. We reined in about 15% of every, went to the DNR and said, sorry, I know you had a lot of really good plans. This is in addition to trails, but we got to rein it in. We don't know how bad and long this, financial storm was going to linger above us. And fortunately, we planned for a worst case scenario. It didn't turn out to be that, financially speaking. A lot of people have lost a lot. I don't want to minimize that, but we just got in a position to where we could resume not just the trail program, but agency budgets as well. So this will always be a priority as long as I think Dan and I are here, and the whole team. And it's just evidenced by the interest and the demand locally. And when you have folks that want to invest in themselves and leverage or partner that money, combine that money with the state, we can get there twice as fast. Now, you can speak for yourself, but
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Governor. I learned a long, long time ago that luck is when opportunity meets preparation. So, we're in this for the long haul. We've been around for over 100 years and plan to be here for a long time. So we're constantly looking towards the future and what that looks like and where we're going to go with that. So there again, the pause button was certainly understandable, and we all expected that to happen as things started to constrict a little bit from the economy and looking at different things, but we just kept right on, assuming that this thing would be ready to go at some point in time, and the governor saw the right opportunity to do it, and we really were able to turn it back on, reach out to folks who were ready to keep going as well. Some of the folks we talked to in the interim, when we had hit pause, moved forward with some of their projects and got some other things done to where the applications look a little different, so things constantly keep moving forward, and that's what we've been able to do here.
Yeah, and the math has to work, and it has, and so if our revenues weren't coming in as they are right now to the state, then we might not be in this situation. But we are, and as Director Bortner just said, we're looking at the long-term investment, the way we hope Indiana is going to be in 40 years from now, and that starts by building trails today.
Right.
Steve with KPC Media.
Steve, good to be with you again.
Good morning. Happy to see you today, and good to see Mayor Hanshoe from across town over here. So I wanted to ask about the importance of making these kind of investments in rural communities like ours. Big building projects are sometimes easier for more urban areas with a little bit bigger budgets. So can you talk about the importance of making these investments in rural communities? And do you feel that rural communities, even to some respect, have maybe a slight advantage in establishing really nice trails since there's more nature and less development in some of our regions?
Yeah, I'll Steve answer that, and then we'll go to the mayor, and then we'll go to Mark, because they can comment from where the rubber meets the road or the pavement meets the road, so to speak. Look, I mean, when we look at Indiana's future, we look at our assets and we look at our deficiencies or threats. One of them is population scarcity. We're constantly trying to attract talent and the workforce to different communities and to the state of Indiana. And we're an in-migration state right now. And folks want to live in communities that check a number of boxes. And local amenities are so important, not just to urban areas, of course, they're just as important, equally so, to our rural and suburban. And so how we are able to connect those, that's why these projects are so exciting, because they foster the collaboration that really maximizes these projects. And Mayor, I'll kick it over to you because, again, I've been on that trail and I saw what was completed and then heard about your vision at that time, and now you're realizing that.
Yes, sir. And I have to say it's because of a group of dedicated citizens. We applied for this grant. We exceeded our match. And again, as you're saying, local partners make all the difference. Local businesses that were willing to give us their right away, not charging us for it. NDOT helping us with some situations that we needed along US 6. Again, a very passionate and dedicated group of citizens that come together to make this all happen. And then we applied, and again, like I said, we exceeded our match, and we're just thrilled that it's coming to fruition. So this is a very exciting day for Kendallville and Noble County.
That's awesome. Mark, what about Parke County?
Well, as I said earlier, we're a rural county, and we don't have a whole lot of tax base as far as from an industrial standpoint. So to have a project or be able to do something like this is very hard with any kind of dollars from a municipality or tax basis. So to be able to invest and bring, like you said, these kind of amenities, it's so important. Plus the brain drain, so to speak, not too many people, young people, want to stay around. They grow up here. It's a great place to raise a family, but then go off to get a job or education and don't come back. By providing something like this where we can have something and hopefully draw some of those young people back to reside here is very important.
Thanks, Mark.
Rob Burgess with the Wabash Plain Dealer.
Rob, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Governor. I remembered to hit the raise my hand button this time, so that's good.
I don't hear your toddler today.
No, they're quiet, thankfully. Depends on how long it takes me to ask the question.
I love it.
This is a question for Director Bortner. In the first round of project here in Wabash County was one of the awardees. That was a $1.2 million grant to connect a section of the Wabash River Trail in LeGros to the existing trail system in Paradise Spring Historical Park in Wabash. Do you have any updates to that project, and has it been completed?
I do not at this time. We're trying our best to keep on top of some of these things, but there's a lot happening in a hurry. If you want to reach out to me directly, I can see what I can get you some information for that.
Thank you.
Yeah, Rob, you do, and now I hear your toddler, by the way. So
I knew it happened.
Yep. But this does remind me, and the previous question that. And I don't want to miss this opportunity to make a plug for our regional, I mentioned in the State of the State address, our regional recovery initiative or regional accelerator initiative. This is all about investing the state, going to continue to invest in regions. And these trails are a part of it. They were a part of it when the Regional Cities Initiative rolled out. We saw trails forming up all over the state. And this will continue to be yet again another important piece to that puzzle.
Our final question will be from Mark Bennett, who says he has a follow-up.
Mark, swing away. Or
Yes, I was
pitch.
hoping to pose one to Mark in Parke County, if that's possible.
Absolutely.
About what in the end run you see the link with Vigo County being as the trail leads down from Rockville through Rosedale to the Vigo County line. What's the ultimate goal there, and what do you envision from that connection?
Well, I'm actually working with two regional trail groups. One is a Riverscape in Vigo County, the Vermilion Trails Alliance in Vermilion County, and our group have been meeting for several months, looking at trying to get not only trails, each group is working on trails, but also some road routes to just make that link for our 3-county area. Another group I'm working with is Thrive West Central, which is the West Central Indiana Economic Development Group. We've been meeting, working. They've got some resources they're willing to share with our groups, and see if we can't combine our efforts to approach. There's state funding. There's different things available. Like the governor said, from a regional standpoint, that we may have an advantage collaborating and pursuing those kinds of things. So the effort is going on, and we're involved with that, and I think some good things will come of that.
The program is continuing to grow. Thank you, Mark, and thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Director. Congratulations to all the awardees, the successful recipients. And for those who came up just a little bit short, again, Dan, it starts the beginning of November, and the final submission is December 3rd, you said?
December 1st, I think.
1st. Beginning of December. So try again, and we'll build it together. Thank you all. Have a great day.